and I'm checking both because I can't even see your screen. So
it didn't auto start. Hello, everybody. Let's do that all over again.
Sounds good.
Sorry, folks. That was a thing of the auto start didn't happen on YouTube, so I was just blabbing a terminal and trying to tell you all something, and you couldn't hear me. But now you can, hopefully. So, welcome on in, Terminal. Thank you for taking some time to do this. I know you have a busy day. I appreciate it. Would you like to say hello to the folks?
Always happy to help our friends.
Yeah. And Ultra, Guz, Hobbio. See Pogo Tips in chat, of course. Airbrake, good to see y'all. Hello. Yes, sorry. Sorry about that, folks. I thought we were live for the last 6 minutes. Allie. Yes, Allie will be doing those in about an hour. Right now, we're going to take a quick look at search strings with Terminal, which I find integral when I'm out playing. So I can quickly sort and get rid of things if I need to, clear out the bag. Emily, good to see you. So they are pretty key things to have, even if you're not doing it while you're out, like playing. If you're doing it while you're at home, a good search string to like quickly clear stuff out, and then you can go through the bulk of stuff. Yes, Terminal is on voice chat. He is here. Hello, Terminal.
Hey guys, what's going on?
So I was just telling Terminal I use two. I use a quick one that when I'm out sometimes, just to get rid of stuff. So it will filter out Dynamax, Shinies, Legendaries, Ultra Beasts, costumes, and any new Pokemon that I want to save for trading. So like I'll add those names in there. So like Flamigo, when it was new, I added that in there, that kind of stuff. Yonatan, good to see you. Okay. And then the other one doesn't filter out costumes, doesn't filter out Dynamax, and all that kind of stuff. So those are the two that I use. But they always filter out my tags, like favorite trade, because it's already sorted.
Sure.
But it's not perfect. So, like, I definitely want to keep hundos, but I also like keeping 98s, but those are can be difficult to find. So Terminal's going to help us out a little bit with that.
Sure.
So I'll hand it over to you.
So, two things. First, can you message me your current search string so something I can use as a reference to work off of? And then while you're doing that, what I would like to do is also go through your current favorites, and then we might want to reconstruct some of those to get them in a specific order, or to make it, I find that there's certain patterns that people like to use when they're using their favorites and stuff like that.
Right, so, okay.
Yeah. So, for example, I see you've got Nundo. What's not labeled mean?
What does not labeled mean?
So it means you don't have it. They're everything that doesn't have a tag on it. Is that what it is?
Oh, in there, yes. So I do need to rework these. Some of them I don't really use very much anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. So I always keep gimmies and that kind of stuff. I think I can copy like this. Will it allow me to paste here? Or do I have to do it on the phone? Yeah, no, that works. Beautiful.
Cool.
Okay, so there is the, it should be, although it looks like it didn't grab the front. 1 second. Select all.
Starts off with me. I assume you don't have a Pokemon named me.
Nope. So. There we go. That's the proper one.
There we go. That's good. All right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. I'd like to start with that. So, but let's start off with, so not label are things that are not tagged, period.
Yeah, so if we go in there, it's anything that's, anything that's not trade or not labeled, but that's not even true, because it's got special trade in there and Evo now and trade.
Okay.
That's an old one. Honestly, I'm going to axe that one because I never, ever use it.
So why don't we do this? Why don't you make it start off with, why don't you get rid of ones that you think we can get rid of? And then we could talk about the ones that you think you want to keep, and then we could go through that. Because So while you're doing that, what I find is the pattern is there's certain things that you just want to get information for. So like I see you've got the Nundo one. I personally like to use a Nundo and a Hundo Today one. That way I know if I've got a new one to look at versus just a pure Nundo one. Then I have to remember 39. Well, now I've got 40. Do I have 41? Like, so if it's just today, meaning the last 24 hours, then that tells you, hey, I got something new in there. And so usually I find that most people like having to start off with Hundos and Nundo Today. So the Hundo Today and Nundo Today, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
In the meantime, unfortunately, you can't edit them. You have to delete them and re-add them, as you know, I'm sure. So
yes, the way I'll usually do that is I will search it, so I'll activate it, right? Like if I want to edit it, Say, none of these are really editable, but PvP. So I activate it. Now it's
Yep.
saved in my recent searches.
Recent.
Yeah.
Yep.
But if I go in here and say I don't want to keep CP whatever was at the end, do that. Now I've edited it. Now that one is saved in there, and I can save it as I've edited it. So that's how I normally do it. Or I'll copy it to another program if I have to, if it's too complicated.
Sure. Yeah, a lot of times I copy in between my computer and my phone just to make it easier.
Yeah. Yo, Matt, Alex, welcome on in, everybody. We're looking at search strings here with Terminal. Good to see y'all. I will keep 12 candies because that's always a useful one. Remove frustration. The mythicals.
But there's so what I like to think of though is the search strings. The favorite section are things you want quick access to, and something like remove frustration. That to me is better for a tag because that's something you don't need to quickly access.
Right.
And you can just search for that. Like I know somebody called Sage calls it frustrated, is what he has that tag of. So you don't want. And the other thing is you want to make sure none of your tags have the exact same name as a search term, because that then messes things up.
Yes. Same thing with naming your Pokemon too, right?
I name them XXL and XXS, but other than that, yes, you're correct. I mean, if it's an XXL, it's an SXL. It's fine. It finds it either which way for it. So as long as none of your tags have a name that's exactly, what the search term is, that's fine. But I do but something like frustrated, like ones you want to frustration for, is that something you need quick access to? Not likely. And so the less you can have in your favorite searches, the easier it is for you to do stuff.
Fair enough. So
and I personally would say, so somebody taught me something recently. I was doing this with Karen, and somebody suggested when you have something close to the name, like frustrated, start off with a dot or some other thing before it. So I would rename this one, because if I search for @frustrated, that's fine. But if you just did .frustrated or .frush like you have in there, that just might make it easier for you.
Right. Okay.
So I like something that's on the phone keyboard that's on the first page is what I like to use for that also.
Right. So you're saying like go to this tag here and rename it .frust.
Correct. Yep.
Right, like that. Boom. There we go.
Yep. And then go to your favorites searches and just delete them out of there. There's no reason. You don't need in your favorites, you don't need the frustrated one in there.
Right. Yeah. Yo, Boots, nice on the Thunderous. Welcome on in, folks. Yeah. Okay, and then we will remove. Oops.
Are we on the purple place also?
No, just here.
Okay, because it's just delayed. That's all. So not a big deal.
Go back over the VOD a lot. Yes, Ultra. And if Terminal's okay with it, I could edit it down and make it available that way too.
Of course, 100%. Yeah. This is what this is for.
Yeah. 12 candies is a tag thing too, said Hobbio, when you're needing 12 Candymons on the daily. Yeah. So the thing is, I don't often need it, so better as a tag for sure. But I find it good for the evolution when it's like evolve a Pokemon for a task. It's good to have them. So tag works very well for that too.
A tag would work well for that. One thing I personally add to those 12 candy ones is also Pokemon that are traded that are free evolutions for it.
Yes. So like when you get the free Evo, like Haunter to Gengar and Machoke to Machamp and all that kind of stuff.
Yep. I also get the pre-evolutions to those. So I just sent you a search string that I use for that. It has all the traded Pokemon in there, plus their pre-evolutions. Not the ones that after you've evolved it, but the prior to evolved ones. And then it has all the 12 candy ones in there. And I've excluded Shiny, I've excluded Event, which is the same thing as Costume, I excluded Shadow, and anything that I've not favorited. So it's up to you if you want to do it. But that's what I use for that.
So that would be this one here that I'm showing that Terminal just sent over. And that is nice. Wait, it excludes it. Why is this Wurmple in here? Oh. Is it because it's marked as trade? Because it's an
Um,
event.
Whirlpool.
Pokemon.
This is to find those. Oh, because it's oh events. So I actually used to have in their
Oh,
costume. Here, I'll give you mine. I've had a time. So use this one I just sent you. The second one, it also excludes costume. I've had times where costume event doesn't catch all of them, but costume does. So,
right.
so I use that other the other string in there, and I'll post it into the chat. Why not?
Yeah, terminal. Absolutely, can post them. There's the in chat if you want to copy it to there.
So that's one with costume in it. So excluding costume meaning.
Right, there we go. Okay. So like that. Yo, Raj, welcome on in, man. How's it going? Hey, Zeus, good to see you. Is tags limited to 100, Hobbyo asked. I've never had up to 100 tags, so I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if
I've heard that, but yeah, I've heard that, but I've never tested it. Not a. I try to keep my tags, not a lot. Just get that list gets very large, and I'm constantly playing around with them.
Yeah.
With tags. We should one day have a tag stream.
Yeah, Raj, I know somebody pointed that out before. Actually, I'm getting rid of that one because, as Terminal pointed out, that's the thing that's also better as a tag. So let's do that. And if people don't know how to save, I know a lot of you do, but if you don't know how to save a favorited search, you have to search it, and then when it's in your recent here, so normally you'll go like to search and your favorites are there, click see more, and then on whichever one you want to save, long press, and now it's saved. So if I go here, I saved it twice. I'll take it away. And then you can rename it. Long press on it when it's in your favorites and go rename. And you can do like, what will we call this? Let's call it easy evos or cheap evos. And thank you, Rob.
Again, my opinion, and obviously you do what you want to do. My opinion, that'd be better as a tag. Now, I personally have it as a keyboard replacement. If you have an iPhone, you can use it as a keyboard replacement. If you have an Android, you can put it into your keyboard itself. And so I type PG12, PG12, and my keyboard will automatically just, the text replacement from an iPhone will automatically expand that. But if you have an Android or you're using Swift keys on an iPhone, you can also save that in your clipboard down there and use it that way. Again, I try to keep this thing for the favorite section for quick access stuff.
Right.
I personally like quick access for.
Yeah.
So just
all
a couple
right.
things
Sensei,
there.
good to see you. Yeah. Yeah, it's guys who pointed it out earlier, yes. Yep.
Now the other thing, so there's a there's a tag for PvP that I personally use. It's slightly expanded, and I've done a bit. I've got a friend who created a web page that I'll send you at some point that has a ton of that's got every single current meta relevant Pokemon in there, and he created me a CSV file that I downloaded and I analyzed, and it showed that getting the top 50 Pokemon, you need to slightly expand your search from what most people do is 0 to 1 attack, and then 3 to 4 defense, and then and 3 to 4 HP. If you notice what I sent you on the search there, it expands it a little bit beyond that. So if you take a look, so you've got 1,089 based upon that search string. Now go ahead and take what I've sent you, and now remove 80 because I assume that yours is not just in the past day. And again, this goes back to my quick access thing. What I do, I'm sure you've seen me on stream, is where I've got a trash string. I select all, then I go to my PvP tag and I unselect those from that, and then I hit trash.
Right. Okay.
And by the way, you've got CP 10-2500 if you want to save a couple of characters. If you just did CP-2500, that's the same thing for it.
Yes. I don't remember where my search string came from. I actually like this better. I like that it just excludes all the other ones. Although that means I have to be on top of it with the day. Yo, Andre, good to see you. We'll be doing the Regice when we start the stream later. Andre, we're going over search strings with Terminal right now from Pogo Tips. Speaking of which, let's trigger this. If you want to check out Pogo Tips, link will pop up there. And I know you have Max Monday stream tonight, right? Is that still tonight?
Correct. Yep. Mega Monday, correct. Yes,
Mega
tonight
Monday.
at 8 p.m. Yes.
I'll just join the list.
We do that all the time. Welcome to everybody.
Yeah.
So we move age 0. I'm just curious how much this expands what you currently have, because you had
Yeah.
1,089 before you used the search string.
600 more, basically.
600 more. Yep.
1,693. Yeah.
There are some top 50 Pokemon, even top 25 Pokemon that are not necessarily in what I find is most people's PvP search string. Obviously, as you get more stuff, you're going to want to just rank 10 or rank 12 or rank 8 and so on, stuff like that. So
Right.
yeah. So this is what I personally use, and I do age 0 because then I know just what the ones that I have to trash for. I just have to look through for today.
Right.
So that's one of my favorites.
Okay, so we want to... Oh, of course it did that. I want to add age 0 back here, so we'll put it back in. And now we've just got those ones, and then I will go save it. And we will go in here, see less, and then we'll rename this one PvP. Boom, and see less, and I'll remove my old PvP one. Because I really only want that for sorting new ones, right? So I don't want it to display
Correct.
all of them. So that's why it's much better that way.
Yes,
Not
exactly.
yet, Sensei. Not yet, sadly. Yep. Yo, Levi, welcome on in.
And then as a tag, I think I didn't see your tags. I thought you had. I don't remember all your tags, but I thought you had a tag. I do one for UL, GL, and ML. That way I can easily find which ones I do.
So instead of tags, I just name them. So I do .u, and there's all 790 that I have, and then I sort it that way, and I can see the ones that are actually powered up. So I do that for Ultra League, Great League. It's the power of the dot, man. It's very useful.
Yes,
for the search.
it is useful.
Little League. I was doing Master League at one point, but I just didn't. I like naming some of my top Pokemon, so these are all ones I have to go back through and rename.
Right.
But like a lot of my top ones here, like a current team that I've been running, designed by Sage, which is actually a all straight A's team, is
nice.
Yeah, very nice. Is Zamazenta and Palkia Origin Form and White Kyurem, but they're all Pokemon that I have special names for, except the Zama, I guess. But so that .m didn't really work for me, but for the other ones, it works. Master League is kind of easy. You just want your highest level, closest to Hundo Pokemon.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Preferably 15, 14, something like that, worst case.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I agree on that.
Yeah.
And something, I don't know if you have paid for Poke Genie keyboard feature, but you can actually name them. You can actually name them with that same naming syntax if you pay for it.
Yes, and that's how I name all mine. I scan them with Poke Genie, and then it just I can put the name in there nice and fast. I use it on, I don't use it on the Android because you do apparently have to rebuy it. In terms of being able to use those paid features between Android and iPhone, and I started on iPhone.
Yep.
So I use it there. I'm also just more used to it. I found it hard to get used to on Android. I'm sure if you started there, it's easier. I know a lot of people like it because Android has overlays and stuff, which is nice, but it's nice and easy on iPhone for me and already set up.
Yeah, I find that I've used them on both, and I find that the iPhone one is actually better than the Android keyboard from that. So
yeah, fair enough. Renaru, welcome on in.
All right, so the other search string that before we get to the trash string, the other search string that I use is also what I call large today. And my trash string excludes XLs and XXLs. And the reason why I do that is because sometimes my XL I get might say your heaviest or your tallest.
Right.
So you never know what you're going to get into. So it's a pretty easy search string for that. So that would be, XL, XXL, and age 0. And then I end up with somewhere between 5 to 15 a day, and I just manually go through those because I want to look at each one and see if it's my heaviest or my tallest. And then also I'm also evaluating it for the stats to see if it's one I want to keep. But at the end of the day, having to sort through 5 to 15 in a day is something that I find not hard to do.
Right. Yes, for sure. As long as you stay on top of it daily. If you let it build up, it becomes a pain.
Yeah, well, but you can also, I mean, you can also go through it and just remove H0 and then just go through them that way. There's another
Yeah.
option there. So I
It
spend a
would be.
lot of time. Sorry, go
Mhm.
ahead.
I just said it would be
Go ahead.
nice if they had a sort by the showcase like points they would get. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I actually wanted to keep a bunch for different showcases, and when a showcase comes up, and so nowadays we have it every Tuesday. But and so if you find a showcase and you want to sort through them, I literally have sat there and just take a screenshot of it of you go in and you're saying I want to replace what's in the showcase with the and look at my top 10 that's available for that showcase, and I'll
Right.
screenshot that, and then I'll go out and I will rename Pokemon based upon the points for the showcase.
Ah. Okay. Okay.
So it's a bunch of screenshots you got to do. What's nice though about this, now that we have every showcase available on Tuesdays, is that I've gone through a few of my ones that I don't have a lot of double XLs for, and still was able
Right.
to figure out which one it was. It helps you when you're looking at a showcase and you put one in there, and it's just one showcase you want to fight for, and you want to put stuff in there, things like that.
Right. Okay.
So
That
it's
makes
just an
sense. Yeah.
option there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo, Karen, welcome on in. How's it going? We were just shouting you out early
So
because you did a similar thing.
yep,
Welcome on in.
yep. Hey, Karen.
For those that don't know,
So
Karen also a Pokemon Go streamer, content creator. Link is in chat there, and a friend of both of ours.
oh, very much so.
Yes. All right.
So again, my typical setup is Hundo today, Nundo today, XL today, and all of
Right.
those are excluded from my trash string. Then the next one would be PvP today.
Right.
These are for my favorite tags there,
Yeah.
and so. Is there anything else that you feel you'd want to have on your main screen here, on your main favorites, besides
Um,
trash?
I don't think so. I think this is mainly it. I do like having just the straight Nundo and Hundo one, just because people ask a lot. So I just
Mhm.
quickly go in there and I can like show them. And for some reason, numbers don't usually stick in my head, but those ones do. So it hasn't really been a problem for me. In terms of like, if I just need to quickly see, the number tends to stick in my head. Also, sometimes I just like to
Sure.
look anyways. But yeah, it's mainly the trash string left, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm
Anyway.
just flex a teeny bit. I've got 880 hundos and 126 nundos, so it's a pretty big number for me. So
Fair.
I don't like to show that off very often there on stream.
Yeah.
Get a lot of comments about that. So
Yeah.
when it comes up, I mean, I'm happy to do it. So um,
Raj suggests a shiny today and Hundo today.
yeah, yeah. So the
Yeah.
shiny today is definitely one to that's helpful. But the problem is I mean, unless you're doing a ton of auto catching, you're not
Right.
going to miss out on that
Yes.
type of thing. So it's great
Yeah.
for those days that you're running. So auto catching, I'm doing Karam White and just doing raids all day, and then all of a sudden I'll start seeing them pop up there.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Always Chiron White with those auto catching days.
yeah.
Hey, that's the start, Yonatan. One Hundo, one Nundo, 20. What's your one Nundo, Yonatan? All right. Are we ready for Sat's trash search string?
Yes, we do have some
Yeah.
questions though for it. So
Sure.
you mentioned you want to get to 90, you want to keep 98 and up.
Yes.
I'm sending something in our chat. Don't worry about this right now.
Okay.
We'll get to this in a moment. That's not, I'm just saving it for later.
All right.
So one of there's I've got some different search strings that will keep 98s. So for example, the most hardcore search string that I have is where it if it's not 15 attack and 15 stamina, it'll trash it. Or it could be any one of those. Example, if you've got 15 attack or 15 defense or 15 HP, then we'll keep that. Or I can do some combination in the middle there. And so this is, I would say if you want to keep 98s,
Yeah.
what I usually recommend doing is keep 98s or 96s, but definitely keep anything with 15 attack.
Right.
Does that make sense?
That does make sense. Yes. Yeah. I like to prioritize the high attack as well because that's generally what we're using them for is as attacker. Yo, Dario, welcome on in. And Yonatan, one Nundo is a Meltan, which is amazing.
That's awesome. That's a hard one to get as a Nundo.
Yeah.
That definitely is. You got to be opening up a lot of melted boxes, mystery boxes to be able to do that. So yeah. So if I was to give you the search string that I'm thinking of, I just pasted in yours and I chat where it says these are the ones that it would trash.
Right. Okay.
It would trash things with a 14, 14, 15. It would trash things that could be a 15, 14, a 14, 15, 14. It could trash things even a 15, 10, 15 or a 15, 15, 10.
Right. Okay.
If that's so,
that's totally fine. Yeah.
So,
that totally works for me.
Okay. So I do have a bit more aggressive one than this. So I'd say this is the fourth most aggressive trash string that I have to give you an idea for it.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do here is copy and paste what I sent over to you and add in 3-star into it at the end of it. And I want to make sure that you're okay with what it's going to trash.
Okay. Oh, it's being a little bit funky here. Let's just do it that way. Okay, so that is the current string. And then add 3-star?
And 3-star. And 3-star.
Okay.
And then I want you to look at literally scan through, go into each Pokemon and just look at the IVs and go through 10, 20 of them and make sure that all of these are okay to trash.
Well, I only have 2 that it's currently filtering into here.
I'm sorry. Remove H0. I should have, yeah.
Oh, remove H0.
Yeah, remove H0.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. I believe you did say that.
No, I didn't, so I apologize. But you can do it.
It is still only 2 Pokemon. H0 isn't in there. Yep.
Without H0, you only have 2 Pokemon?
Mm-hmm.
So it means to me we got to get more aggressive. Are you sure H0? 100% sure H0 is out of there.
I'm just making sure it's not anywhere else if anybody sees it. Yo, Tyler, welcome on in. Good to see you, man. We got.
Oh no, wait. Are you using the? No, I'm sorry. I think you're using the wrong trash string. Look at the last thing I sent you.
Oh, the last one. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oops. Here we go. Let's just trash that one.
Because it didn't have H0 in there, so that's why I was confused.
Right. Yes. Okay. Yep. So that's good. And then we will add 3-star to it. 2000. Okay, and let's just roll through a few of them and see if we're good with.
So I want to know if all of these are okay to trash.
So I wouldn't trash like shinies or legendaries and stuff.
Right, based upon the IVs. Just based upon the IVs. How about
based upon IVs? Looking good so far. Yep. Yeah, 100%.
So I just pasted I just pasted in the next most aggressive one that I have. So this is my third for most aggressive. Maybe that might be the one to do. So what did you say? That first one found what, 2,000 and something?
Let's do and 3-star. This is that one, right? 3,497. And then let's do this one. And 3-star. Oop. And 3-star. No, this must be the same one. I must have just done the new one.
3497. It could have found the same amount. I mean, in theory, it's possible.
True, yeah, that's true. And 3-star. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So So this is telling me that it might be good for you to use this the second most aggressive, the third most aggressive one that I have. And now let me give you the second most aggressive one. Um, Second,
Okay.
I will add in there just to make it easier. And 3-star. What's that?
Jonathan just said just use not 4-star and not shiny and transfer.
That's what Ace does, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, so
So
this one
this is
has
the second most aggressive one.
okay, this one has more in it for sure, 3,830.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would guess that the second most aggressive one would make sense.
Okay.
So not the last one, the previous one that I sent you. So we're gonna base your start off of that. What's nice about that
Okay.
one is it also excludes Nundos automatically based
Yeah.
upon, if you look at the end of it, it's add 1 attack, comma 1 dash defense and stuff like that. So that's excluded from there for that.
Right.
So the next thing that I usually do is something kind of easy would be is I exclude things like backgrounds, I exclude shinies,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
exclude just a whole bunch of things like that.
Yes, I would
Let
do all
me,
the same.
so let me just work on that here. So no
Sure.
backgrounds, nothing with a special move.
Yep.
Now,
Correct.
unfortunately, it does include shadows. With that, have frustration. Frustration is considered a special move, and
Right.
there's no
That's
way
okay.
to include those in here. So
Right.
that's just something you have to manually do at the end of
Yes,
that.
yes. Rush says
It
super,
doesn't
super
include
aggressive. Yeah.
shinies. It doesn't include shinies. It doesn't include luckies. It doesn't include things you've favorited, or we can just
Right.
say exclude all tags. So we'll just exclude all
Sure.
tags. Nothing
Yes.
with a
Yeah.
costume.
Yeah.
Not XXS, not XXL, and not XL.
Yep.
So now we're getting into the more detailed territory. You can say not raids, which would exclude everything you got in raids, but there's also some legendaries that you get from research.
Yes. Right.
And not just legendaries. For example, if you're doing something raid, personally, I don't do exclude raids. I use the
Yeah.
search string to find things that are garbage from a raid, but I do
Right.
exclude all legendaries for that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep. Fair. That would be the same. Yeah.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
mentioned earlier that you save new Pokemon. Tell me why you do that, because there's different ways we can find those.
Yeah. So not all new Pokemon. Well, no. Who am I kidding? I'm a candy hoarder. I do it to trade to get more candy for them for the most part, and sometimes to try
Okay,
and get luckies, like if I'm mirror trading them with friends who also want it.
sure. So here's a question for you. What would be enough candy for you to stop saving one of those?
Oh, enough candy to stop. Did you not hear me say I'm a hoarder? um, Generally though, like if I get to 5,000 candy, no, well, okay. So the new ones for not trading, as long
Correct.
as we get to about 500 or so, that's probably generally enough. There are some exceptions to that, like
So
Zama and Zashi, and I would
Flamingo,
trade forever. Yep,
once you hit 500 candy, you're like, okay, I don't need to save these anymore to trade.
exactly. Yep, exactly.
Okay. And then do you have an amount for XLs that you would have at a minimum for that? So for me, in general, I say if I've got at least 50 XLs, otherwise I save those to trade.
Okay. 50. Hey, okay. I would probably be a little bit higher. Like I'd want to be in the 256 range or so. But it's 256 for the power
Okay.
up, right? Yeah, for 150.
Is it two? I think it's 296 is what you're looking for. You need
296.
296
It's
minimum to go
296
to
for the
go from
XL.
40 to
Yeah.
50, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Yo,
right.
welcome on in.
Um,
Yes, Avia.
Now, the other thing that we could do and include in there is just based purely upon is based upon purely the number of Pokemon you have. For example, I have my trash string says if I have more than six or more of a Pokemon, it's fair game to trash. But if I've got less than six, I don't trash it. Then I manually have to make a decision based upon that. And so these are all
Right.
are all and situations. So I've got to have at least 500 candy and at least 296 XLs in your case, and at least six or more of the Pokemon. Is that something
Right.
that you would want? What's that
Yep.
number for the minimum? Six or more?
So for the number of Pokemon that I have in the collection.
Correct. Your current collection.
Yeah. I don't know if I necessarily have a minimum because for some I might only save um, the whatever's in the Evo line. So it might be 3, it might be 2. Because think of something like, well, no, because I have a few more of those as well. But there's some where I'm only saving the hundos really because they're more for collections. Like Flamigo, good example. I would only save for the hundo, so I might only have one. Raj, that is a very aggressive search string.
Raj's philosophy is just trash it all. Let the professor sort them out.
Yeah, hundos are bust. Yeah, Hobby are very ruthless.
So this again is is a pretty good way to exclude some stuff. So I
Okay.
just put a new search string in there in our chat. It's not day zero, but it took your search string that last search string that I said was this third most aggressive one, and
Right.
I've excluded backgrounds, I've excluded specials, shinies, luckies, costumes, tagged, the sizes, and the candy counts that we talked about, and the counts, and also the legendaries and mythicals and ultra beasts.
Right.
So tell me
Okay.
what you think about that one. What is it? What it has left? I mean, this is what it's going to trash.
Right. So what it has left is favorites, and I don't really care so much about the Ultra League and Great League because they're favorited. So as long as
Okay.
as long as it excludes favorites. So if I put and not favorite. And Andre, I did see that question. Just give me a second and I'll answer what these are all for. Yeah, so once it's excluding favorites, it looks like it looks good.
Okay.
Yep.
The So before we continue on, the one thing that I like to do is when I create a trash string, I sometimes will be editing on the fly. And so, for example, the last thing I always do is age 0, so I can do age 1, age 2, age 3, and stuff like that. Let's say I forgot to go through all mine from yesterday, or something changed. And and then let's say I got rid of age at all, then I would say, what's the next most important thing for me to edit? And in this case here, my opinion would be count. So for example, I'm burying favorite a little bit lower down in there.
Right. Yes. Not at the end because that's all. You always want that in there. Yeah. Gotcha.
Right. So I put a new one in there now that I buried favorite further in, plus I added age 0.
All right.
So Chaos asked, what are we doing here? So Chaos, we are going through and tightening up Pocket John's trash string.
Yes.
And going through all of his favorite searches and stuff like that.
Yeah, making it much more effective. Oops. And so, Andre, that was a pretty good explanation there of what we're doing too. This is to find the Pokemon that we want to trash. Yeah. That I can trash quickly. So I know once I search this, I can just select all and hit the transfer button, and the professor takes care of the rest.
Yep.
Yeah.
So just do me a favor and remove count-6 and let's see if that changed anything.
All right.
And I want to go through each one of the pieces in here and make sure that it didn't change anything.
Okay.
So you had 22 before that.
Yeah. And 22 still.
All right. Make it do age 0 dash like 30. Add a dash 30 at the end. Hey, Sage.
26. Yo, Sage, welcome on in. Good to see you. This is one of the mods. Mind doing... Yeah, so there's 4 less. Doing the exclamation Sage for me, please. Yeah.
So is 4 less, you said?
It's 4 less, yeah. With... Oh, wait. If we take out that again... Oh, wait. No, maybe not. Where'd that 26 come from? Oh, that was without...
Oh, I know. Right. That's without.
There we go.
Yep.
Yeah, 4 more when we take out the candy. So it is filtering. Yeah.
Yes, it's finding some on there. And the same thing with the... Now, I'm curious, if you take out the XL portion of your search string, one of the things that your XL is excluding a lot of Pokemon. So the XL one is what I would be more concerned about, and that's why I don't
Excellent.
use. If I do the XL, I do it for a low amount.
XL is in the size or is in the candy?
Candy counts XL
Okay.
296 dash. So
So
remove
what did you say
that.
you put yours at?
I did mine at 50 because I don't care. Like if Cricketot, if I don't care
Mm,
to save Cricketots that if I've got less than 296 candy for a Cricketot.
yeah. No difference.
Okay. Can you
Yeah,
expand your age to dash 30 and let and
I did.
actually I'm sorry. Go okay, go back. So you're looking at 30 there.
Yeah.
Okay. So all of those ones that it's finding, the XL wouldn't change at all for that.
Right. Yeah. These are all Pokemon that I definitely have a lot of XLs for. Yo, Sage with the membership. Can we get some hype for Sage, please? Thank you.
Yeah, I love you got the W's in there. Cool.
Yeah. We can
Yeah,
little
nice.
thanks to Terminal for the W's.
Nice. We thank John for all of our funny faces. So
Uh, all
um
right.
so
Yes.
Javier wants to make sure that you're not trashing any of your Lowland Marowaks. I think he's got some affinity for those. So
No, Habio. I've never done that. Not once. uh, maybe a couple.
so do yourself a favor again and change the age. Let's go to age dash 180. Let's see what else it added in there. Let's go for the past 6 months and see what else you're going to be doing there.
Still at 26.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and now get rid of the XLs again, and let's see if that changed the number. The Count Candy XL.
Oh, I did get rid of them. Let me just add it back in.
Okay.
So if we put that back in here. Oops. Yeah, it still sits at the same.
26.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what's causing you not to get rid of a lot. So what about just how about get rid of both Count Candies? Let's see if that changes that number.
Okay. Count candy. Oops. No, I didn't copy the whole string. Put the whole string back. Like that, and we'll get rid of. Oops. The candy count strings. Yeah, so that was 31 now, so it's gone up by 5.
Okay.
Yo, Zach, welcome
I'm
on in,
curious.
Michael.
Can you figure out which ones have less than 500 regular candy?
I don't know if any of these will.
They have to because you got 5 more, right? What from 26 to 31 you said?
Oh, yes. Right. Oh, I don't need to do that. I just need to swipe through. Less than 500 candy.
Because I'm trying to think if this is not aggressive enough. So, in my opinion, I use a lot lower than a 500 number.
Right. Wait, none of them have less than 500 candy.
So it's maybe there's something wrong in this search string. Count candy 500. Can you do me a favor and type in? Actually, I'll just make it easier. I'm just gonna. You can probably type this in, but I'll put it in our chat.
Okay.
We want to see what that catch is.
Count candy 500.
Count candy dash 500 is what I used there.
Oops. Count candy dash 500. 966 Pokemon.
So just do a quick gander through them. Are those ones that you want to not trash, especially the newer ones?
Yeah, you're right. Let's sort by recent.
Like
Yes.
for example, I've got not a lot.
Yeah, exactly. I'm at 64. Yeah, these are generally ones that we wouldn't want to trash. Yep. Everything in here is
Okay.
something I wouldn't want to trash.
Okay.
without
So
looking.
you feel confident that
Yeah.
500 seems like a good number
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I
Count
think if you go
means.
back to that,
Sorry, go ahead.
go ahead. Oh,
Uh,
you're saying count by
yeah.
itself?
No, Jonathan's question. It just means you have 6 or more of those Pokemon, Jonathan.
Yeah, count by
Yeah.
itself means it's counting the number of Pokemon of that kind. So, for
Right.
example, if you did mythical and count 3-, you should have only the non-special, the only the ones that you can get more than 2 mythicals of those. So,
Which should be only the rateables and Victini, right?
yes,
Because Vic, we've been able to get
yep,
3. Yeah.
correct.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think that last one in there is probably what I would use as a trash string. Again, we can get a slight bit more aggressive than that,
Okay.
but I think we found a good balance that
Beautiful.
you'll have to get some more on there. So you still have I don't know if you put in your favorites, your large today, the ones that are XL and XXL, and 80.
Not yet. But now, new search string. This is why we want to be able to do this. You can do that and just go, bam, done. Okay, so you do for your XXL is XXL or XL?
And XL, yeah, or XL, correct. Yep, comma.
And age 0. Boom. So there's all my XL ones. So that one would not be it. And it can go. And then we want to save it. So we pop here, see more.
Apparently, Stumble's train makes it so that their screen is pixelated, but the train Wi-Fi apparently won't do that. So.
Stumble, thanks for jumping in. I know you're on your way home. Guap, good to see you as well. Free passes ever since nobody is strong enough to take it. Oh, fair enough, Guap. I'll be doing them in a little bit here when we're done. Feel free to come by. Yo, Steph.
Pocket plans are leaving shortly for that. So,
yeah, that's true. Girls of CS can't remember stuff.
Yeah, stuff. That's the word I'm looking for.
Stuff, yeah. And then XXS. Do you do XS too, or just XXS?
I don't even have an XXS today. So at the end of the day, there's stuff to still look through no matter what, and so I just call it that.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. So far in here, we've got the Nundos and the Hundos. Remove frustration. I'm debating. I like that as a search string because even as a tag, I could do this and then just like quickly tag them. But I don't know. I will keep an eye on that. Also got this today. Okay.
Congrats on your shiny and your shiny shadow. Those are always a fun one to get.
Yeah, that was a new one for me too. Stumble pixelated wave. I did say hi too. She might not be able to hear me. I've got, we don't need the, did I not save the other one? So that would be this one. Nope. Where'd it go? Let's just paste it in again because I don't think we did the save on it. And come here and paste like that. And then we'll save it. See more. And we'll call this one our new, this one I'm going to rename it now. We're going to call it the actual trash filter.
Now, before you trash
much
anything.
More effective. Yes.
Yep. Go into the trash one and select all, and then go into your PvP one and see if it caught anything. It probably will.
Okay, so go to my new PvP one. Yep.
Go your new trash one first. Select all. Yeah, so PvP one.
Oh, yeah.
So my pattern is that I go into trash, select all, then I go into PvP and I unselect those. You could go into PvP and favorite things, and then go to trash and trash them all. But it's just usually what I find when I'm doing things quick. That's when I do trash, PvP, unselect, and then I go through it.
Right. Okay.
Because typically speaking, I'm desperate at that moment, right?
Right. So. Yes. Yeah. You're trying to get it done fast.
Yep, exactly.
Beautiful. Yeah. Right on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you might, I mean, you've got the frustration one, but does that frustration one catch? I guess it catches all of your shadows that have frustration on it, right?
Anything that isn't currently marked for purify or transfer. So I have add frustration and not purify and not transfer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I think.
So, one more thing to go to is
Yes.
show people how you can move your tags around. A lot of people don't know that, and you've got a nice audience right here of people.
Yes. If you want to move these around, you long press on them, and then you can drag them around. It's a little bit slow, but if you have a lot of tags, you might, take a while to be able to get it up somewhere. But long press when it pops up, and then you can move up or down. So it's very handy to be able to do that.
Yeah.
I do that. My most common tags for sorting, are all at the top. So when I'm sorting, remote trade is just mandatory at the top, and so is favorites. These are all the most common tags that I put things in. So when I am tagging things, I normally do not have to scroll to find what I need. I can just quickly tap the tags. So let's just say for some reason I wanted to keep this for trade or transfer. It goes Kate trade transfer. I'm going to have to rethink the transfer one now because of the no 2 times transfer candy, but we'll see how that works out. Or, of course, my level 1 Purify is a common one for the 1,000. Spec T is special trade. EVL and Evo, those are going to be reworked, but EVL is things that I keep for events. If an event has a field research that has like evolve or power up, it goes into EVL, and then Evo is just ones that I do want to evolve eventually, like all the Tandem Mouse and all the Dunsparce, and any random ones. So I can use them for those too if I need to.
Yep.
Yeah.
I still don't have a 3 segment, so I'm still keeping all those and
same
stuff like
don't
that.
Have,
so
yeah. Don't have a 3 segment or the Tandem Mouse either. The family of 3.
You don't have a family of 3?
No. Yo,
the fun name that I got you to say on stream?
That's right. No, none of those. That's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've actually, so I find that I've about every 35 to 40 of Tandem Mouses, I've been getting families of 3.
Oh, nice.
That I evolved. That's been my numbers. I'm surprised you haven't gotten many, unless you haven't done a lot.
I haven't done a ton of them. I don't know how many I've transferred. We could do a quick mouse hold search. If I can figure out what is happening. Mouse hold. Currently 34 that I've kept.
34 you've kept. And how much candy do you have?
98 candy right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have I've got 1 4-star mouse hold that I've walked 751 kilometers, and it's 1 kilometer per candy. So it itself has made me 750 candies.
Yes. And of course if you poffin, it's half a kilometer. So you can do more that way. Or if you just get it excited in general, you don't have to poffin necessarily. You could do it the long way. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just had it as a buddy for many months and doing it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, cool.
Perfect.
Well,
thank you, sir.
I know you're going out a little bit to do some reg ices, right?
Yes. Yeah. We'll be headed out in a few minutes. We'll hit some reg ices, and then after that, some Zamas and all that fun stuff. Maybe evolve some Mouses. Try and get the family of 3.
Hopefully.
And you're driving, right? You got to get to driving, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm planning on my 7 o'clock Eastern. Around 7 o'clock Eastern time is when I plan on going back out. So don't hold your stream up for me. Until I get up there, there could be a variety of things that are. Still got about 2 more hours left of my drive. So no problem.
Right. Fair enough. Good drive, sir. Thank you for the help. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Yeah. Thank you for your time.
Of course, and we will. We'll see you in your stream later for sure. And you got 2 streams. You're doing one where you go for Reg Ice, and then the other one after for Mega Mondays.
Mega Mondays, yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, and hope you enjoy your rest of your day. Take care.
Next time. Bye. Okay. Thank you, folks. I am going to run out here quickly. A couple things that I wanted to go over. Mr. Seal, any hundos? Do you mean lately? Last one was the Joltik. When she came in, she can't hear. Ah, okay. Thank you, Jonathan. There was something else here. Getting slapped around with the bad teammates. Yeah. I'll be doing some of my local ones, Squap, if you want to jump in. Also, if you do this command right now, folks, counters, it's going to give you the counters for Regice. These are the attackers. Remember, it's 2 tanks, 1 attacker. What is it? Latias is a good tank. Blissey, obviously, the standard tank. Regice itself is the best tank for Regice. So if you have one, and you're going to power it up, that could work. She's doing pretty well. I do have to jump off here soon so she can have the space and I can head out. Yeah, come by, Guap, and we'll be doing it with, we'll start with the people who are already added. Mo, I know. Sadly, no background or anything. I did have a few. I think this was one yours. I think this was from yours, if I remember correctly. That was a pretty cool one. And it's XL, which is also fun. And if it has Focus Blast. Your buddy quickly, BG. Boom. Okay, I will head out. Did I miss anything quickly? I thought, why does it always do that? Ooh, and Mod Squad. I love it. Look at that name. Oh no, sorry. The name is, I love the name. Yeah, it's very cool. Shout out Mo for all of those RSVPs you sent me, dude. I shared them out with tons of people too that I know joined. Okay. Oh, Hobbyo had one thing that I wanted to see. You're gonna add Shundo? Oh, and Schnundo. Oh, that's actually a good idea, Hobbyo. I think I will add those in. Don't give me ease. I got one shot. I did one today, and it attacked as soon as I went in, and it one-shot my Blissey. Yeah, Hobbyo, can we do that in the next one just so I can head out? Is that okay? Actually, here. I'll do the gifts in the next one, but for your buddy. Dum-dum. And yes, I will make this into a video. That was the other question. Hobbyo, will edit this down. Sam, good to see you. We are going to end this one, folks, but I will be live in just another couple minutes, and we will be out in the world doing Regice and hunting Pokemon. And then eventually some Zamas, too. Yeah, they're hard, Guap. They're hard. 25 hearts. I know. Let's go. Hobbyo, how many do we have left? 3, dude. Okay, folks. Come back in 5-ish minutes, and we'll be out doing Regice and Zamas and hunting around. I just have to like put my stuff on and head out. And I did, Ivan, I did do the cheers. I didn't have the camera on and then I turned it on. So until 5 minutes from now, folks, stay cool. Peace.